Hello everyone, it's Jeff, back with you with another video. The title of this video is a jam-packed spin zone because I've got a ton of records to show that I've listened to over the last week. I don't think I could fit another record into this episode without it bursting. That's how jam-packed it is. But before I get to that, quick life update. I'm looking out the window right now as I'm filming this, and my new lawn went in last week, and it seems like it's taking hold. It's looking very nice, and thanks to some monsoon rains that we've had the last 3 days, that's been a big help. Normally I don't cheer on rain like that, but in this case, go rain! So it's really helping the grass take hold, and with any luck it won't die. I'm going to take care of it this not just this year, but from here on. I got a little lazy with the lawn care, so I am going to be back on track with that. No more projects this year, just a little bit of landscaping here and there. But I'm just going to hopefully maintain the flow of everything. Fingers crossed that nothing breaks. The joys of home ownership, as my dad and other people have always said to me. And they're right, too. Another thing, just to update you all. It's been about a month since I brought up my weight loss, lifestyle change, journey, diet, whatever you want to call it. And I weighed myself on Mother's Day, so a couple days ago already. And while I'm not obsessing about the number, I want to check in with myself probably about once a month, maybe twice a month, but no more than that, just to see where I'm at, hopefully to give myself some motivation. And I'm down 12 pounds. Thank God for that. I guess it just goes to show how bad my diet was before I started. I was eating way too much junk food. It's, you guys know. It tastes good. How can you not eat it? But I'm to the point now where I have to lose weight. I don't crave it like I thought I would. And when you just don't want something, it makes it easier. Also makes it easier that my wife's doing it with me, and she's lost about 15 pounds. So I don't expect this pace to keep up. I mean, I haven't started exercising regularly yet. It's been very spotty, but with my work schedule being what it was this past week, I really didn't have time. So my next goal is to get below 300 pounds. I'm about 316 right now. So I've got several goals in store for myself that I want to try to achieve. And I already feel a lot better than I did back when I started. And I'm starting to notice some changes for the better. So that's good. I just wanted to keep you guys up to date with that. Thank you all for your support, and yeah, it's been a nice little motivator to keep me going. So, all right, on to the records. I won Back to the Vinyls contest a week ago, and I got, and he sent the prize very promptly. Thank you, Mark. And one of the records that has been on my list for a very long time, I finally got. This is what I used the prize money on. This album right here. If you can see it without too much glare, try to angle it. I don't know if you'll recognize this or not, but it is Hooker and Heat. It's the album where John Lee Hooker and Canned Heat teamed up for an album. It's a double album. As you can see right there. It is on the Liberty record label, and it's in very nice shape, as you can see. I have not listened to this yet. I'm familiar with some of the music. I've streamed some of it, but I didn't stream it all because I want it to be something of a new listen when I actually listen to it. But like I said, this one's been on the list for a while, and it's been kind of elusive. I haven't really been able to find a decent copy for a decent price, and it turns out I keep hitting myself with this damn thing. It won't stay on my hands won't hold it. What was I saying? I knocked the thought right out of my head. It's been elusive. I haven't been able to find a nice copy, but the planets aligned, the gods smiled on me, the vinyl gods, and I was able to get this with the prize money. So thank you very much, Mark. This has been a big one on my want list for a while now. Very happy to have this. And when I listen to it all the way through, I will be back with my thoughts on it. But I can already tell you that this is a good album. This is another one recommended by my one of my musical gurus, Andrew, from Tales from the Crate. I think pretty much all of us are subscribed to his channel, and if you're not, please just look him up and subscribe, because he's got superb taste in music, and this is just another in a long line of records that I've picked up through his recommendations and have been very happy with. So yeah, this was a big one. So thank you very much, Mark. I also won another contest a couple of days ago that I just found out. Psycho's Platters 500 subs contest. I won that one. And who knew? All of a sudden I'm winning contests now. That's pretty cool. I reached out to Paul, the Mighty Psycho, and hopefully we will communicate soon. And I already kind of know what I'm going to get with that prize money. But, you know, things could change between now and then when I actually start doing the buying, so we'll see. But I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to get. And that will be in a future video. Have no fear. Okay, we're 7.5 minutes in, and we haven't gotten in any records yet. This is what I've been listening to for the past week and a half. A lot of these are record store day purchases. A lot of these are records from the rant video I did a couple days ago. I got a lot to say about those. The Alternative Moondance. I listened to this with my wife, and I think I showed this a couple of videos ago. This was a record store day pickup. It seems like the hot thing for some of these record store day releases are to release like alternate title versions of classic albums, and Moondance is one of my all-time favorite albums. And this one, it's very, I mean, it's almost just like listening to Moondance. It's very similar. And if you're as familiar with the record as I am, you can spot the subtle differences between the different versions and takes. It's a nice thing to have. You know, it's something something interesting maybe to put on for a Van Morrison fan if they haven't heard it. It's always a good thing. Another record store day purchase was the Pink Floyd Piper at the Gates of Dawn set in mono. I don't know why they put it in this box, because this tab here, I'm not going to open it, but you know, the tab that seals this box shut is very annoying to put back when I try to close it, and I don't want to tear the thing, so I may end up keeping this separate out of the record, separate out of the box. But Piper was one of the albums that I'd never really listened to before. I wasn't that familiar with Syd Barrett era Pink Floyd, and this was a really good record. Yeah, I know it's kind of weird to say how big a Pink Floyd fan I am, and I've never heard Piper at the Gates of Dawn. I know, go figure. A lot of some of the other early Floyds I haven't listened to yet, so that could be a future avenue of listening. But for now, listening to this album, and it's in mono, it sounded great, and I don't think there was anything I didn't like about it. So this one will probably be played more in the near future, but honestly, I think I'm going to keep the album itself out of this box just to try to keep this box nice, because trying to put this tab back in the slot, it's awkward. And the cardboard is stiff, and I don't want to tear the thing. So, but it's nice. I mean, it's pretty. It's a pretty box, but it's just really not that necessary. Also I listened to this several times now. The Chris Bell single, I'm the Cosmos. It just whets my appetite for the full-length album, which I'm going to have to buy at some point. I'm just going to have to track it down and get it. I think it's been reissued. They show other, in the inside gatefold, they show the other Chris Bell albums, so that might be the easiest way to go. I certainly don't expect to find an original copy of it out there anywhere, but this, great song. Both sides, both the A and the B side are great. And yeah, I love this. I love Chris Bell. And another one that is an alternate version of a classic album, which I saw on one of Bobby Z's Facebook pictures, is Hot Tuna, live at the New Orleans House, Berkeley, California, September 1969. This is an alternate take of the first Hot Tuna album. So I'm a fan of Hot Tuna. I didn't even know this was a Record Store Day release until I saw Mr. Z's pictures. And then I looked it up, and it turned out to be actually pretty affordable. If you can see the set list, it comes in its own plastic bag, and the record album cover is made to look distressed with the ring wear and all that stuff. And this green sleeve just slips over the outside. It just comes right off. And it's from We Are Vinyl. The records are immaculate. The sound is immaculate. And it's like, if you don't know Hot Tuna, it's made up of Jack Cassidy and Jorma Kaukonen from Jefferson Airplane. This was their side project, their group that they made after Jefferson Airplane became Jefferson Starship. These guys went off and did Hot Tuna. And this album here is more, it's acoustic folk. I mean, acoustic guitar. I'm assuming it's acoustic bass, but it's basically, you know, acoustic guitar, bass, and some harmonica added in also. But it's more like folk music. It's pretty folk based, but it's very pleasant and interesting to listen to. So this was another Record Store Day release of an alternate version of an album. Now we get to the stack, part of the stack of records from my rant video that I bought off of the friend of my dad's last week. And normally when I clean records, you can see the Spin Clean sitting on top of my shelf right there. Normally when I clean records, I don't normally have like 20 or 25 records at a time to clean all at once. You know, usually I wait till I have maybe 8 or 10 as I pick them up, and then I clean them in the Spin Clean. And usually, you know, the cleaning solution in the tank doesn't really get all that dirty. It might be slightly cloudy, but I can just put the cover on it and just set it aside, and usually whatever dirt is in there settles to the bottom, and then I can use it again for more records down the line. And then I'll usually change the cleaning solution out like maybe every 20 or 25 records. So with these records that I'm about to show you, I had a marathon cleaning session, and after about 10 records, the water in my Spin Clean tank was so murky and dirty, I couldn't even see the bottom of the tank. And that was after 10. So I ended up having to change it out, you know, wash out the Spin Clean, you know, get everything clean again, and start with a fresh tank of solution to finish the other 10 or 12 records. And when I was done with that, I had to dump that again because it was also very dirty and murky. So I normally don't deal with records that are this dirty. And all that said, I haven't listened to them all. I've spot checked some, and I've listened to some all the way through. So I'm going to just start with a couple of the best of the bunch that came out of the whole Shadoo. The Yardbirds Greatest Hits. And this sticker you can see right there. So it's been electronically rechanneled for stereo. This is a very nice sounding record. Of course, I love the songs on here. When I saw this originally, this was one of the first ones that I made sure that I grabbed. It's on the old school yellow Epic Records label. It cleaned up very nice. It doesn't have much surface distress on it at all. And there's very little surface noise on this record. This one cleaned up pretty well. So I was happy to get this one, Yardbirds Greatest Hits. Some of these I posted on Facebook, some not. Like this one I posted on Facebook as I was listening to it. Boston's second album, Don't Look Back. This one also came out very well. But it was in decent shape to start. I mean, it had a little dust on the surface, but obviously it wasn't ground into the grooves. It may not have been played very often, I don't know. And it's on the old school orange Epic Records label. And while I'm a massive fan of the first Boston album, I really wasn't that familiar with the second one, Don't Look Back. I mean, I knew the title track and I knew Feeling Satisfied. Those are the only two songs I really knew. But the rest of this album turned out to be pretty damn good, I have to say. And as far as noise levels, it's pretty minimal on this record. It sounds pretty nice. So this was another good keeper. One that I'm keeping just as kind of a placeholder, but I'm going to need an upgrade copy of it, is the Johnny Winter Progressive Blues Experiment. This was his first album. The music on this is fantastic. I love it. But it's just too noisy and too crackly and too, you know, it's on the Imperial record label. And the surface of the record, you know, it's got some of those like hairline scratches on it and scuffs, but I thought it would play better than what it looked like visually. But I'm not going to toss this one. I'm going to keep it, and as a reminder that I need an upgrade for this particular record. But the music itself is great. I can't say enough good things about it. This was Johnny Winter's first album. And a lot of this album is what he played when he played at Woodstock. So I have to say I'm a fan, but it doesn't sound all that great. Oh well. Another one that sounded pretty nice, considering the condition of it, and I showed this, I think, on the rant video, the Rascals' Greatest Hits timepiece. This is it's one of those Unipack gatefold type covers, and it's got you know, pretty much everything you want if you're interested at all in the Rascals. So this was on the blue and green Atlantic label. Visually it looked good. Sonically it's so-so. You can hear some cracks and pops, but it's not so loud that if you turned it up, you know, you could still hear it. On the Johnny Winter album, the louder you turned it, the louder the crackling got. So, you know, but for this one, volume will cover up some of the surface deficiencies. And I'm a fan of the Rascals, and I don't really have anything of theirs on vinyl. So this is really all I need, is just their greatest hits, you know. So that was nice to have. That was another pretty good one, pretty good keeper. One of the ones that I was disappointed with was this one here. Big Hits, High Tide and Green Grass by the Rolling Stones. It's because it comes with, it's got the booklet inside the gatefold. As you can see, that's nice. The cover is in very nice condition. The record looked really good. You know, it's on the London label here, but it just sounds bad. This is another one I'll keep, you know, just kind of as a placeholder. But, you know, it's frustrating because the music, you know, if you focus in on the music, it sounds good on the record, but it's covered over with so much noise that it just becomes distracting and annoying, which was annoying. What can I say? I may end up trying to clean this one again because I don't know. I don't know if that'll do anything or not. At this point, I'm trying anything and everything to get these guys clean. But this one was kind of disappointing. As much as I like the Rolling Stones, and I do, and all the songs on here are great, it's just pretty noisy. And I think the last one I listened to out of that stack, I got the Eagles' Greatest Hits. This was one of the ones that was in the stack that my dad bought for me. Not the biggest Eagles fan, you know, it's just due to overexposure. It's not anything necessarily wrong with the music. And this was another one. It had a lot of static crackle on it. So I may end up trying to run this through the spin clean again, and instead of wiping it dry, I might do what Baraka P-Dub does and just lets them air dry after he rinses. Just as a test, just to see if it'll improve the sound quality any. Because this is another one. It sounds good, but the layer of noise laid over the top from all the crackling and popping just makes it annoying. So, what can I say? And I got two more here. Another one that, this is one that I got in a estate sale a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a couple months ago. I think I may have showed it. The Scorpions, Love at First Sting. I played this for my wife after dinner the other night, and as soon as she heard the first song start playing, she yelled, she was doing the dishes, and she yelled to me, "Turn it up!" Especially when, like, Rock You Like a Hurricane came on. You know, the walls were shaking, so... And I like the Scorpions too. This is a great record. Sounds great. And, you know, it's got Rock You Like a Hurricane on it. Big City Nights, Still Loving You. You know, a lot of classic Scorpion tunes. And she was rocking out to it, and the kids ran away. They're like, "Oh, you're playing that Kill Your Mother music again." It's, you know, it's the kids. What can I say? But, yeah, this was a fun listen. And last but not least, I started the record portion with Van Morrison, and I'm gonna finish it with Van Morrison. This was one of his mid-'80s releases called No Guru, No Method, No Teacher. And this was a very, very calm, very soothing record to listen to. I think some of the songs after a while started sounding kind of samey. You know, the music and the instrumentation kind of got a little bit, you know, samey. You know, I don't know any other way to describe it. They kind of blended, the songs kind of blended one into another. Not that they weren't good, not that it didn't put you in a nice mellow mood. And, you know, listening to Van sing is always a treat for me. So this one was on my list for a while, and I finally got it. I'm not quite the Van Morrison completist, but I heard some good things about this record, and it's pretty good. I think this came out in 1986 or 87, 1986. So it's one of Van's better albums, I think. It's definitely worth a couple of spins if you happen to come across it and you're a fan and you don't have this. This is a good one to have. So, yeah, it's pretty good. And yeah, 25 minutes in. I didn't want it to go this long, but sorry. I'm not in the habit of making long videos. So thank you for watching. If you made it all the way through to the end, you're my best friend. I'm a poet and I don't even know it. All right. I'm going to cut it off here. Thank you for watching. I may be back later this week with another video, but I'm not sure. I know for sure this Sunday, I'm recording this on Tuesday. On Sunday, I'm going to a record show with the great Sean Zlock. Maybe Russ from Amorphous Audio is going to come along with us, I'm hoping. So there will definitely be some video content from that with the two of us or the three of us, hopefully. So yeah, but before that, I'm not sure. So everybody, hope you've had a good weekend. Hope everybody's happy and healthy out there. And I will see you again soon. Peace, everyone. Take care.